morning, everyone. T-Speaker 222 with Swing Traders Anonymous. It's 7:26 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast in the United States of America. I'm aware that it's earlier than what I usually come on, but we had a drop in the market as I was speaking of yesterday. We had a flash drop. The total crypto market cap is down 7.8 trillion, down to 1.98 trillion. And I thought this was a perfect opportunity to bring our swing trade number 13. And it was overwhelming and unanimous for VeChain when I gave the two choices. So we're going to cover VeChain. We're going to give the support levels. We're going to give sell zones. And we're also going to give the proper buy zones on a dropping market as such. We will go over real quick our swing trade from yesterday, XDC. We talked about the perfect buy zone at 14.3, ladies and gentlemen, that I would wait for. I told you at 15.2 I would wait, and look where we're at right now. So that's nothing short of spectacular. I showed you the exact zones that I would buy at 14.3, where it was better to start buying, and then 13.5 if it starts working towards there. But 14.3 is where I told you I would start buying. It could very well fall off a little bit more, and be cautious that we could come down to that 12.7 level, but a good start on a drop was 14.3 because I knew it had to make a steep drop. So now we watch it from there, and I would say start looking at that 13.5 level very carefully, or if it can hold this level. But I suspect it's going to drop Bitcoin maybe down to 46,066 before it starts to make a rebound. So without further ado, let's get into VeChain. So I've covered VeChain for a very long time. I'm very familiar with VeChain, and it's actually a sleeping giant of mine that I know it's at some point going to be a giant. So basically with VeChain, there's a few levels that I would tell you if it can get down to, you might be in business. There's this at 10 cents, but that I don't know if it's going to get down to in this current exchange. We were up to 14 cents, breaking down to here, so we might have to come down to here before we get any kind of bounce, this 11.2 range. Or you come down to here, which is 10.3. You can't hold 10.3, and you start coming to these points, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to keep the immediate targets. So I would say where it's at right now, 11.2, if it can hold, you could start nibbling, but be cautious that it could very easily come down here very quickly to this 10.7 range. We don't know how much farther it's going to fall. If Bitcoin falls another 1,000, this will be down at around that 10.7 level. So you could start nibbling at 11.2. Right now it's very dangerous because it looks like we don't have any support still. So, and it came round and around. So this is what I was talking about yesterday. If we came down here, likely where I circled it, well, this was a week or two ago, we're likely going to have to come down there at some point. And I don't know if we're going to come all the way down there before we made the next turn. But I do know, I think we're going to, come down to that 46,000 possibly. Yesterday, I nailed this for everybody. I even told you on Matic when we were watching it the other day, I felt like 145 wasn't going to hold, and it didn't. And now we're in that price range of $1.38 where I said that I would possibly take a chance. But I also said to wait for $1.31. That would be the ideal spot between $1.31 and $1.38. So these have been absolutely dynamite calls if you're paying attention. Take a moment real quick, hit that subscribe button. Look in the video description. Especially if you're new, hit that subscribe button. Like the channel. Also, if you want to take a look at my XRP Future Millionaire Partnered page, that link's in the description, along with my Twitter, which just went over 250 followers in 12 days yesterday. I would greatly appreciate it. And my lives and updates for YouTube go on Twitter immediately following the upload. So even if you don't get told by YouTube, you can circumvent that problem by simply following me on YouTube or on Twitter. So just remember what I said. Doge is my pick as always. And I showed you guys exactly where I thought it was going to go. And I even made this drawing out when Doge was still at 31.1. So we could show you what was going to happen when we broke that 31.1. And what's happened, ladies and gentlemen. So stay blessed and keep in mind what I'm saying. 25.7 would be where I would start touching Doge. But be cognizant that it can go between that 22 and 25 cent range. 22 on the bottom end, which would have been a 30% drop from where I was talking. Stay blessed.